Hey everyone, this is the Anonymous Investor. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to some option plays. Now, I do realize that this video may be ahead of its time. It may be way too advanced for some of you that are watching this video for the first time. If you are completely new to the stock market, let me start off with a disclaimer. Do not do options unless you know what you are doing. I wanted to make this video just so I can show you guys what is possible if you're willing to take the time to learn about the different techniques you can utilize in the stock market. So one of those involve options plays. Specifically, I'm going to talk about the call options I have that expire. By the time you guys watch this video, they're going to be expiring today, but I'm recording this video on January 14th. Yes, it is currently January 14th around 12 p.m. So the market is about to close in 1 hour. So I wanted to make sure I can get this video out to explain it. Again, if nothing makes sense, that's totally fine. But if you even latch onto something, I'm hoping you can use that as a catalyst to help explore your mind and be like, oh, what are these options plays? What are call options? What are put options? But I'm gonna talk about the plays I've been doing, and we'll go from there. And hopefully this video to someone sparks a little interest in you to go do some research. And I do plan to make some videos explaining options and puts and everything, but that's going to come later on along the channel. I'm hoping this video maybe, like I said, inspires someone to do their own research. With that being said, the first option play is a company called Ttcf. This company has been promoted a lot by a lot of YouTubers. I think the first major financial YouTuber that talked about this is Financial Education Jeremy, and I love Jeremy. I watch all of his content. And what I will say though, what I have been noticing is there's a trend of whenever specific YouTubers promote a stock, a lot of people buy into it, and then it kind of like hyperinflates. So let me just show you my history of Ttcf. So the first time I saw Jeremy make a video, I think I ignored it. The next time he made it, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do a play on this. So the first time I ever bought options for Ttcf, I bought two of them. They cost me $330 for both of them, and then I bought two more, and those cost me $1.60 each times 100, so $320. Once again, there's a lot you probably don't understand about options, so we're just going to be looking at the total amounts. I don't want to confuse you guys too much. So basically, I paid $330 and I paid $320 for 4 contracts of Ttcf, and then I was able to sell. I sold one contract for $500. So let's take a look at that, and I'm going to be working with an Excel sheet. So at first, I spent $330 on 2 options, and then I spent $320 on 2 more options, but I was able to sell one option for $500. So the net result, here, let me go ahead and sum this up real quick. Let me sum this up. The net result was that I essentially paid $150 for 3 options, which is awesome, $50 per option. But then I decided, let me remove this. Then I decided, okay, on December 24th, I'm going to buy more. So I bought 10 options, and that cost me $3,900. Let's add a negative sign in front of that because that is what I spent. And I'm keeping this $500 because that is what I sold. So that's the money I got back. And then just recently, within yesterday, I sold 6 of my contracts. Because keep in mind, by now, I bought 2, and then I bought 2 more, so that's 4. And I sold 1, so then I'm at 3. But then I bought 10, so I was at 13. So then I sold 6 and I sold 3. So then I should have, I think I have like 4 left. Or let's see, where's the math on this? How can I not do the math? All right, so I bought 2 contracts here. Let me put it here. I bought 2 contracts, and then I bought 2 more, and then I sold 1. And then that's the 500 right here. And then I bought 10 more. All right, and then I am going to sell 6, and then I'm going to sell 3. All right, so let's see what the net result is. Equals sum. And let's add all of this up. And yeah, I have 4 contracts left as of right now. Here, let me bold this and let me italicize it. So I have 4 contracts left. And going back to, I sold 6 contracts for $2,100 and then $1,350. All right, so the net result right now, let me go ahead and sum all of this up. All right, the net result is I've spent $600 on 4 contracts. So I've essentially spent $150 per contract. Now let's see where Ttcf is currently at right now. So according right now, if I was to sell these 4 contracts, I would make $1,700. Keep in mind, I'm on the line for $600, or I spent $600 for these contracts. So the net result is pretty cool. The net result is I would still make, we'll go ahead and sum these up real quick. I would still make $1,100 with these contract plays. Oh, it just dropped by $20. So that's pretty cool considering not a lot, I would personally say not a lot of capital was needed to do these option plays. Now what I'm debating about doing, and I might do one right now, I'm thinking about actually exercising one of my contracts. So just a little quick intro. what options plays are, what options are, what calls are, when you purchase a call option, you are essentially purchasing the right to buy 100 shares of the stock at the designated price. So I am allowed to purchase Tattooed Chef at $22.50 per 100 shares. So if I want to purchase 100 shares of Tattooed Chef, I got to pay $22.50 for each, which is actually awesome because right now Tattooed Chef is trading at $26. So that's a nice little chunk of change difference, right? So yeah, I'm kind of trying to decide, like, this is a company, a lot of people, like I said, they've been talking about it, they've been promoting it, it's been going up and up and up. So I'm thinking maybe I should just own 100 shares of this. So what I could do, I could either hold this until tomorrow, or again, when you guys are watching the video, it'll be today, and I could essentially just sell the contract and maybe pocket like $1,000, assuming Tattooed Chef stays above. Basically, anything above, what was my break even? Anything above 25.88 is considered profit. But based on my calculation, again, I'm only on the hook for $600 right now, so this could lose a lot of value, and as long as I sell for $600, I would break even. But what I think I'm actually going to do is, one of the things you can do with options is you can actually exercise. So here, let me full screen this. If I exercise this option, I think Robinhood will ask, like, do I know about options? And personally, I do, so I'm good. So I want to buy the stock. I'm going to accept, and I want, let's see, we're going to continue here, so I don't need to read through that. So if I wanted to purchase 400 shares of Tattooed Chef at $22.50, it would cost me $9,000. If I want to do half of it, it would cost me $4,500. If I want to do one of them, it would cost me $22.50. Here, let's go ahead and look at Tattooed Chef to see where it's at right now. It's at $26.60, and let's bust out a calculator. So if I wanted to purchase 100 shares at the current price times $26.60, that would cost me $2,660. But thanks to the fact that I bought a call option, it would only cost me, look at that, $2,250. So that's a $400 difference, $410 difference. Right now, of course, I need to take into account the fact that I paid $150 for this option, but I think I'm going to exercise it because if you look at Tattooed Chef, once again, it's been really blowing up lately. Like, it's been going really good. Also, I believe earnings are next month, or they might be in March, and a lot of people are anticipating they are going to just kill the earnings. So I think this is a really good one to hold long term, especially with a lot of popular YouTubers also promoting them. So right now I'm thinking I am going to purchase 100 shares at $22.50. So let me go ahead and do that. I would just click on review, and you're exercising contracts to buy 100 shares of Tattooed Chef for $22.50. Please note you won't be able to cancel this. All right, that is totally fine by me. So you just got to make sure you have enough money in your account. And look, exercise completed. So now I officially purchased 100 shares of Tattooed Chef. Let me click on done, and notice now I have only 3 contracts left because I exercised one of them. Now I can sell these 3 for $1,000, which, going back to my Excel sheet, once again, I have spent $600 on these options. And now I'm thinking, let's see, let me show you guys an example of selling an option. So if I go ahead and click 1, and then I put the price I want to sell at, let's say, I think $420 is a good price. So I'll get $420 back if I sell one option, and not buy, I want to sell. So review order and submit. Check this out. So now, in a while, I'll probably drop to 2 as long as the order gets filled. If not, well, maybe not, because it's dropping. Yeah, it's dropping to 410. So it needs to go to 420 in order for it to actually sell. But let's say I do sell it for 420. That would actually be fine with me, because then that only puts me on the hook for $180, and now I own 100 shares of Tattooed Chef. And again, I could just sell them all, and then my initial investment of Tattooed Chef would have been like worth half. So it's something. Hopefully this video, again, I know it's like, what I want you guys to do is write down in the comments what was confusing, how can I make it make sense, like, what do you know, what don't you know, and we'll go from there. Because like I said, I am planning to make videos explaining options and everything, especially in the stock market. I want you guys to learn. I don't want you guys to just blindly follow what I'm doing. So that's the whole point of this channel. But like I said, I think it'd be cool to show you guys some plays I'm actually doing real time. The next option play I have is Gopro, and this one also is expiring on January 15th. So really quickly, let's go ahead and look at the history of Gopro. Let's go back 6 months, and for some reason, this thing has just been on a huge rise. Let's go back a year, and yeah, during the pandemic, it dropped to as little as $2. So I actually bought this option when it was when GoPro, the whole stock itself, was only $2. I didn't think much of it. I'm like, let's just throw a couple money in there and see what happens with it. And to my surprise, it's actually gone very significant. So this only cost me $160. You basically look at these amounts and you gotta multiply by 100. So because again, I mentioned earlier that an option gives you the right to purchase 100 shares. So per share is $1.60. If I'm purchasing 100 of them, here, we'll do the math over here. So every share costs $1.60, but I'm purchasing the one contract with 100, so it cost me $160 for this option. But look at the value right now. If I sell this right now, I can make $815. That is a huge gain. That is a 400% gain. $655. That is crazy. Today alone, it went up $57, and that's because my break-even point for me to not lose anything, not make anything, GoPro would have to been at $3.10, and look at GoPro now. It is at $9. So I mean, no matter what, I'm gonna make money on this. I just don't know whether I should exercise my option. As you saw earlier, if I was to exercise my option, I have the right to purchase GoPro at $1.50. So $1.50 multiplied by the 100 shares, it would only cost me $150 to purchase 100 shares of GoPro. But I also have to keep in mind I did pay a premium of $160, so $310, right? That's how we get that break-even point. So each share is essentially costing me $310, but again, it is currently at $9. So I don't know whether I should exercise this and take my $800 and pocket the $655, or if I should get the 100 shares of GoPro and just hold on to them, because who knows what's gonna happen in the future. From what I've been reading, they moved to a subscription model where you basically I actually just bought a GoPro Hero 9. I bought a GoPro Hero 8 from Costco, and I decided, wait a minute, I can get the 9 for $50 more. So I decided to do that. So because I do eventually want to use a camera on this channel. So I don't know. If you look at the history of GoPro, there was a time when it just skyrocketed, but ever since it's been falling. But recently it's been increasing. And again, I think the subscription service that GoPro is moving towards might turn out to be very successful. So I'm thinking I might just exercise this option as well and just hold on to the 100 shares of GoPro. I do own a couple shares of GoPro as well. So adding 100 in would just reduce my average cost. But I don't know. I got to decide on that one by the end of today, or today when you guys watch the video. And finally, the last option play I have is Nanodimension. Some of you, if you are into the stock market, you might have heard of this, especially because Cathie Wood started investing in this, and ever since it has just had a huge rise. This is the 6 month. It used to be a $2, $1 and some cents stock, and now it is a $10 stock. It is basically biotech 3D printing. So, with that being said, I have two options right now, two contracts. Sorry, I have two contracts. They cost me $99 each. So if I was to sell both, see, my cost was $198, and I could sell it for almost $600. I would be pocketing $370. This one I haven't been playing around with for a bit, so check this out. I always like to do this. I always like to buy in multiples of even numbers, two contracts. So I bought two contracts, and then I decided to buy two more. So that cost me, what is that? $200 and $196. That cost me $396. So $400. Let's just round up. This cost me $400, and then on January 7th, I actually sold two of them for $360. So once again, I'm only on the hook for $40. So for $40, I essentially control this much money. So I think it's great, right? What I'm wondering about this is, considering, like, I read a really good book called The Future is Faster Than We Think, or The Future is Faster Than You Think, and that book basically just cemented in my mind that 3D printing is the future. The amount of things we're going to be able to do with 3D printing, whether it's making food at home with 3D printing or building houses and everything, like 3D printing is just insane. So I actually started looking at a lot of 3D companies, and it just so happened that when Cathie Wood invested in this, it's like, oh, thank you. It really pushed everything up. So anyhow, with that being said, I actually think I might exercise this. This one is not that bad. It's $750 if I was to exercise and get 100 shares. And looking at the trajectory of this, and where we're like in new frontiers where 3D printing and biotech it's going to be really huge in the coming year and in the future. So I'm thinking, instead of just pocketing a quick $500, $600, whatever it is, $372, I'm thinking I might just exercise it. It'll cost, if I do both contracts, it'll cost $1,500, $750, yeah, $1,500. And then I hold that for the long time, and who knows what becomes of it, because it's been on a blast. I also currently own 50 shares or 100 shares of Nanodimension. Let me check. Yeah, so currently I own 50 shares, and I bought it at $630. So my average cost would go up, but then I would own 250 shares, which again, it might be to my benefit. And here below shows you that I have the two contracts that I could currently sell. Yesterday they were up like 233%, but it's taken a little dip. So I might exercise those. So if you guys understood anything whatsoever, let me know in the comments below what you thought about this. If you understood absolutely nothing, also let me know, what would you like to hear? What could make it easier? Was the Excel sheet helpful? Any thoughts? Once again, I do not recommend to go out there and purchase options because you saw, whoa, he was up 60%, 400%. No. The thing about options are that you can actually lose the initial money you invested in. For all you know, it expires worthless and your money is gone, which is different than actually buying a stock where at the end of the day, you at least still hold the stock. So I'm not a financial advisor. I am not recommending you to go and purchase anything. I just wanted to show you guys my journey. And once again, hopefully it just motivates someone to go out there and start researching, oh, what are options? How do I do this? How do I get into this? How can I buy? How can I sell? That's the whole goal of the channel, to educate you guys, to enable